The frustrations are so much bigger than even the bullpen issues, but it does also a lot of that go back to Rob Thomson. How many times have we talked about in this offseason? We sat right here in these chairs and, like a broken record, said, okay, around the edges are great. There's definitely need around the edges, but starting pitching, you locked in Nolan Wheeler. Love that. That was needed. You needed someone that can give you better at-bats. You bring in a Whit Merrifield, which was a nice move. Utility piece, veteran. You bring in some smaller names, obviously starting even back to a Michael Mercado, Spencer Turnbull, David Buchanan. They brought in some smaller name pitchers to see what they can get out of them. Fine. Low risk, high reward. We also talked about needing more bullpen arms. We also talked about, okay, what happens if Johan can't give you good at bats? What's the plan next? Because he is struggling. And right now, even as a pinch runner, not adding anything, but causing you to get out. So now here we are again, Rob, Dave, back scratching our heads because we knew the bullpen, once especially Craig Kimbrell was gone, to ask all of those innings that he ate to be on the backs of an Orion Kerkering, that was a lot. And then not to mention, as we know, injuries are a factor. So I don't want to be like, I told you so, but we knew there was the potential that an injury here or there could leave the Phillies looking like they are right now. And now we're waiting for April 9th for Orion to come back as a saving grace to help the bullpen get back on track, because outside of Jeff Hoffman and Jose Alvarado, you look at yesterday, the issue is they had nobody to go to. You couldn't put in Soto. I know John was mentioned, did a good job of tweeting out the updates for you guys post-game around the presser. And what Rob was saying was ultimately you couldn't go to Gregory Soto. He was unavailable after pitching back-to-back days. Connor Brogdon and Nick Nelson were the only options in the 10th inning. And, of course, if the game had went even longer, you'd have to continue to rely on Nelson. 4 games in, Connor Brogdon and Nick Nelson is all you have to rely on?
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, they were turned down by Jordan Hicks and who's the other guy? His last name starts with a J, Tyler. The Giants last year.
Not Jansen.
No, not Jansen. Whatever. It's escaping my mind. 2 of the guys they went after chose elsewhere. You could do nothing about that. But then it just seemed like they just kind of gave up on bringing in arms. Right. I think come trade deadline, this team is 100% going to be looking for a bullpen arm, because here's the facts. Orion Kerkering has a nasty pitch, and he's got the right headspace for the role, and he throws some gas. But we haven't seen him really do it yet. Like, this is a guy that pitched, 8 innings last year? Mm-hmm. So it was a big leap of faith by the front office to assume that he could just step into the 75-inning role. Now, I don't think it's all doom and gloom with the bullpen. I think Jose Alvarado, the first appearance, I go, whatever. I thought he looked great on Sunday. Junior Marte is throwing gas again and had a really good spring, and I think he's going to contribute a big role this year. Soto has looked good. And Jeff Hoffman has looked good.
Matt Strom.
And Strom's been, 50-50, good, bad.
It was decent.
One of the things I saw people bitching about Rob Thomson, because he's getting everybody's bullseyes 4 games into the year, is why doesn't Jeff Hoffman pitch another inning? Here's the reality of that. It's game 4. Right. And Rob Thomson in 2 years has had healthy arms in October. Mm-hmm. And nobody wants to hear that right now. I get it. But clearly they're prioritizing second half of the season health versus game 4 of the regular season. And that sucks to hear, but it's clear. There's a reason they went to Connor Brogdon in 3 of 4 games. Right. Because they don't want to tax these guys to death right now. They can say they want to go win the division, but the reality is they're probably not winning the division here. So they're not going to throw Jeff Hoffman or Soto in 3 straight days, regardless of pitch count on the 4th day of the season. That's just not the reality of the situation. So love it or hate it, they've told you that they're prioritizing guys' arms over a 4th game of the season win. Yeah. And I'm fine with that. It just sucks to watch right now. Yeah. But Connor Brogdon will be gone. Orion will be back soon. So I don't think it's all doom and gloom. I think this is just This is April Phillies baseball, and that's our reality. They start slow, and Rob Thomson handles his pitching staff the way he handles it. It's not going to change. This is what it is in the beginning of the year. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.